All right, everybody, welcome. My name is Chris Dew. I'm with E1 Solutions, and we're going to talk a little bit about AI and Dynamics 365. I think one of the interesting things is that there's been a lot of pressure for people to put out AI-based products, and even our own internal marketing team asked us to put out anything with AI. And our team said we're not doing it until it's real. So I'm going to show you real things today with AI. Okay, what there is out there today is there's a lot of really great tools that don't have that next level of functionality, right? We're talking about ChatGPT. You're going to hear CoPilot ad nauseum here. And there's a whole lot of other ones on this list as well. But a lot of these tools, while they're amazing, they have some limitations without the proper context. So your AI can write an email, but can it explain why your revenue dipped last quarter, right? The important things about your business instead of just generating some text. So we want to use AI for a whole lot more, right? Maybe it's validating a customer list, doing data quality checks. Maybe it's determining sentiment in a customer relationship management system. Maybe it's doing some predictive type activities or real-time intelligence where we're finding out really what's going on in an immediate place. But if it doesn't have a data context, your AI is really blind. And I'm going to demonstrate that. What you can see on the screen right now, I'm saying, why did my revenue dip last month? I'm doing this in Gemini. And it says, hey, that's a great question. But guess what? I don't have any access to your business data, so I can't really give you anything meaningful back. And if we look at it, it actually says, maybe you could provide something to give me some context. I'll flip it over, I'll do this in ChatGPT. Why did my revenue dip last month? Again, we're actually going to get an even more simplified answer. It basically is going to say, do you think you could upload that? Right? And this is exactly what people are doing today, right? They're taking an export from a system and they're importing it into a chat LLM, whether you like it or not. So we're going to take it to the next level and talk about how we can actually do this for you. All right. So the solution is with pop.mcp. Now AI has access to all of your systems and can act on it. So what do I mean all? I mean your ERP system, your CRM system, your e-commerce system, data sitting in a data lake, data hitting in a SQL database that maybe has some legacy data on. We can hit all of those types of systems and make that available to your end users wherever they choose to work. So here's another example I'm going to show you. This is going to go in, and now we have an intelligent AI because I'm showing you a Claude client right now. I said, give me the top 5 customers that I have for this month. Now, a key thing that you'll see here, it actually asked for that. I left it on purpose because I wanted to show you that you can control the access. That's just one of the layers. But what's interesting about this, it's retrieving some information on the customer, but then it says, I need to go further. I actually need to go get the transactions before I can tell you what is coming next. So it's going a little bit further. It's analyzing that and going, you have some issues, right? The data you pointed to looks like it's some sample data. It doesn't really have information for this current period. I need to go and look back and determine all time. So now we can see here's our top 5 customers all time. And what's the next thing? I might want to see which of the products that they're buying is trending. So now it's going and pulling an entirely different list. It's not pulling the orders, it's pulling the line items instead. So you can see that now we have an AI that has access to that data and can do something very, very meaningful with it. Okay, so now there we go. There's our top 5 trending products. And then the next question might be, beyond the products, what do I want to do next? So this is the fun part with natural language. I can say, are any of these customers also vendors that we pay invoices to each month? And sure enough, it's going and looking up that data. Right now I have my vendor information coming, and it's saying we're going to do a comparison and see if we find any of the customers that match the vendors. And sure enough, we have 10 customers in our system that are also vendors. So then you don't have, I showed it to you in a GP system. I just flipped this over. This is now pulling information from BC. That's what I want you to understand, that this is one MCP server to rule them all, and it allows you to hook into whatever you make accessible to it. So now it's going to go grab some information. It's going to pull their customers. This time it's the top 10 customers by balance instead of top 5. And there we go. We're able to see that information and do something with that. So I wanted to show that this is something that we've made that AI just a little bit smarter. Okay, how does it work? Basically, PopDoc allows you to connect to any type of business application. The PopDoc AI allows you to create an MCP server, basically managing all those APIs and then delivering it to whatever your AI platform, whether it's Claude, Gemini, CoPilot, right? Whatever it is, we can do that. Okay, I want to show you one more piece to that puzzle. What does that look like? So, like I said, this is one MCP server to rule them all. You don't have to put 20 of them into a system. I can basically hook it into a list. So I could be, again, pulling BC, F&O, GP, even NetSuite in there, if anybody saw that. So you can pull all kinds of systems and make that available to your area. In this case, we're pointing to my connector for Business Central, and I've made the list called customers available in here. The last thing I think is really important is creating really complex prompts. You can almost call them favorites, if you will. You can build some amazing stuff, like we did one the other day with cleansing data, but this one is doing an analysis of all of my help desk tickets inside of Zendesk. Look at this. This is pages of instructions, but it's very, very specific and says, this is important that you analyze it this way and go back and look at it. Now, what you're looking at now is inside of Claude. I'm showing you the MCP server that says, here's what you made available. And so we make it really, really easy. This has been the realm of developers. This now comes to more of the common man, and we can basically allow what we want to inside of here. And again, we can allow it to be unsupervised or always ask permission and use it in that way. Okay, so why would you choose the PopDoc MCP instead of installing 100 of them from the ones that come out? I think one of the key things is the security aspect, is we have another layer of security on top of everything that says when that user logs in, we know who they are, we know which pieces of information they have access to. Should they be able to do any actions on that data? That's all inside of there. Again, it's not just for one application, maybe a limited piece to it. It's for all of the apps that you want to make available. A big thing, I didn't touch on it here, but being able to take action on that data is really, really key. So being able to say, hey, now that you've done that, I actually want to maybe put that customer on hold, or I want to create a help desk ticket for them. You can do those kinds of things in the system. And again, it works with all the D365 apps. We can even create reports from the AI in here. And the key thing, right, it's no code. So MCP for everything. And the key part is that this is secure, connects to everything, and it is AI ready, all of your business data inside of the system. So I have about 1 minute for questions. Any questions? All right, well, if you have any questions, we are at booth 1807, right over there. And we can show you a deeper demo or deeper dive or answer those questions if you have them. So thanks for coming.